friends. Welcome to the BKR time trial tournament, to our next race. I'm Andy Panther from the last race, and with me is Dr. Fish.
Hello, everybody.
So this is DoopSSB versus Peegs. So a newer runner that's been climbing the rankings fast, and an experienced player. Let's see how they match up against each other. We're starting with Fossil Canyon Hover.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with FC Hover the same way we started the last match. So we'll see how this first hover goes. We see Pirate Lagoon has been banned. I'm gonna guess that Dupes won the coin toss and opted to
Yes, if you win the coin toss at the
ban
start,
PL.
you
Yeah.
can either ban a track or pick the first one.
Gotcha. All right.
Both of them get 3 attempts at this track.
Yes.
The fastest of these attempts is the time that they have.
Yeah.
Average time, I think, does not matter.
Yes, average time does not matter. It only matters your best single attempt. So you could have 2 pretty poor races and then pull a really great one out at the end to win. Likewise, if your times get kind of transitionally worse, unfortunately, you can, if you got a good first one, then you can win. But both of our racers seem to be having a shaky second lap. But Peegs had a pretty decent first lap, getting a 25-10 in Dupes. I believe he missed the second zipper based on what I was looking at, because he was going around the edge and not going for the zipper on go over the canyon, or sorry, the pond.
Yeah, I know that Peegs has been playing this track a lot. I don't know what her current PB is, because she just keeps not submitting them for thinking they're too bad. Even though they're really not.
No. I mean, having a PB of having a top 20 hover time, like, that's still really good. Like, both of the PBs here are in the top 20. And we'll get to see the actual PB here in a second, very likely. A 107.03, please.
Yeah, Peegs has been
that's
playing this track for weeks.
Yeah.
It did not surprise me at all that she went with it first.
Yeah. That makes plenty of sense. I guess Dupes actually does like to go and grab these extra bananas. And opting to not even grab the second 2 bananas there.
You usually see those bananas much more with car.
Yeah. If we get to see Fossil Canyon car, we'll see what the difference is in people's strategies. Generally, Fossil Canyon Hover has the same strategy. And
Fossil Canyon cannot be picked again. No.
Yes, in a different race, not this race. But yes.
And for the first 9 races here, so this is best of 13, but the first 9 races must have 3 of each vehicle.
Yes.
There's some variety.
Definitely. So 3 hover, 3 plane, and 3 car. So Peegs actually is having a pretty solid run here. Looking like somewhere in the 107 range. 108. Okay, very solid.
Really good.
Dupes got a 118, but did get a flat PB there, so very nice.
I always like to see that.
Yeah, I'd like to see, because Dupes is doing kind of what Morks did yesterday, where he's not backing out to remove the ghost, or even what Obio did, which was Obio would just back out of the would just go to a different vehicle in the track Because something that the ghosts do, for those who may not be too familiar with this game, the ghosts lag the game quite hard, especially when you're going for zippers. So it's very smart to... generally, players will remove their ghosts after every single completed attempt. There are some tracks where you don't have to do that, notably Spaceport Alpha Car, but that's pretty much it. So we see
And
Peegs
Treasure
getting
Caves can be good with Ghost. Treasure Caves car.
Yes. Alright. Ooh, Peegs getting knocked around by the wall.
Not good to miss that zipper.
No. It still has that 108 time to kind of lean on if this attempt very likely at this point would need a very, very strong last lap to beat it. Still looking pretty good. The main thing with hover is making sure that your snaking is going well, which is what you see Peegs and Dupes doing when they're moving back and forth in their hover. They're doing a technique called snaking.
117 for the...
Yeah. I will pull up this sheet.
So he improved with every attempt.
He did. That is very good.
Peak stays at the 108. So
Yeah.
it's Dupe's turn to pick a track. The
Yes.
loser always picks a track after the initial selection with the coin
Yeah.
toss.
And so subsequently from here, the loser of the track will get to pick the next track and vehicle that gets played. So Dupes has picked Hot Top Volcano Plain, which is one of the default
bold
play
choice.
tracks. It could be a very unforgiving track. We see
Lane
Dupes
is
loading
by
up
far,
as
like,
TT on it. We'll see. I think Peegs is going to do the character switch. Peegs is going to opt to play drumstick for this, which is the more preferred character for PB attempts. Some people can play it just with TT in like an event like this, just because switching between TT and drumstick for steering can be a bit difficult.
Drumstick has those fast barrel rolls.
I think Peegs just decided to go instead of waiting for the countdown, unless Dupes missed the countdown.
Oh yeah, no, Peaks did not wait on the restart pause screen. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, we want to try and get a sync at least for the first race of every.
But it should be fine. We're just a bit less in sync.
Sure.
But yeah, again, not a bit of a bold choice to go with Hot Top Volcano for Dupe, but Plane is Peaks' best vehicle, and this is not one of those really inconsistent tracks where she might slip up.
Yeah, and you can even see Peegs is taking it a bit more careful than you generally would with the routing, just to make sure she gets. She didn't miss the one zipper, but was able to keep barrel rolling and just kind of maintain as much speed as possible there. Gets a it looks like a 111-ish. Yeah, 111.56. Let's see how Dupe's got a 25 first lap, so he does have a better first lap than Peegs does here. His second lap looks to be a bit more of a struggle, where he gets a 25. I think he kind of got caught in between with where to go for the routing, and it cost it a little bit of time, but he's still going to be able to finish up pretty strong here.
Ooh, Peaks forgot to remove her ghost.
Yeah, I don't know how much it matters in Plane compared to the other vehicles, but yeah, you generally do want to do that. I feel like it's not too bad.
For this track, you could even do ghostless, like the trick that allows you to remove the TT staff ghost.
Yes.
That's allowed in this tournament.
That is true. There is something called ghostless. You will see some of the players using it on very certain tracks. There are
Ooh, a
there are
loop
some tracks
at
where
the
you
playing
don't need it.
queen.
Yeah, doing a front flip there, a bit unfortunate. Um, we'll see a couple of backflips and front flips from players throughout the tournament. I suspect, but just there are times where I think we're very close last time. Yeah, they were. So this is not in any way out of Duke's reach to actually get the best time here. He's got a pretty solid lap. Oh, it was going so well. Then he went a little low on the or a little high on the end of it and of the lap and lost significant time. And Peegs did get a 110 there.
Yes, it was faster. But please get rid of the ghost this time.
Yeah. And Peegs does. He goes back to the track screen.
Ooh, he got a 109. She will have to.
Oh yeah, Dupes did get a 109. So Dupes is in the lead with one attempt left. So we might see a 1-to-1 here. Oh, and Peegs with a massive bonk at the beginning. That is gonna be a lot of time lost. Now. It will be very tough to beat a 109 with the bonk at the beginning. If Peegs plays close to PB, definitely can do it. We haven't seen that quite so far playing towards.
Let me see the risk of picking drumstick here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the beginning is just tough. It's just tough in general. Like sometimes you'll end up over steering or under steering, and you end up right in that scenario. It is like this course can be super punishing, which is why I think all plane tracks are usually very punishing. There are a few that are less so than others. And Peegs gonna need to pull something out like a 19 or 18 lap here.
Get a good route again.
Yeah.
You
generally players
go that right path.
I'm not
unless you're in lap 1.
I'm not sure about going in that other than lap 1. I've
left side
always gone. I've always gone to the outside there. But
and that's not enough.
Well,
Dupe takes a win with plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Dupes does take this point, and it'll be Peegs' pick. With that 109 of 43. So you love to see no shutout. It's always nice to see a bit of competitive back and forthness with the picks. This allows Peegs to now pick one of her comfort tracks. We have one plane, one hover down for the first 9.
And will we see Frosty Village plane here?
I feel like that's a very risky pick because it is just so tough. Alright, so Peegs is going to pick Boulder Canyon.
I played Frosty Plane today.
Yeah, I've tried it a little bit lately with little success. Yeah, we're going to see some hover action. Peegs is going to switch back to TT and then go over to Boulder Canyon. One of the 3 default hover tracks that we have in Diddy Kong Racing.
This is the hardest default hover track. I think we can agree on that.
I mean, I guess I quite enjoy this track, and I struggle on Whale Bay a bit more for default.
I'm not saying it's not fun, but it's harder than the other 2. In my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's harder to get used to comparatively to the others. To like get your feet under you with doing default or with doing hover in a track that's mainly water. But this track has a little bit of both.
You will see in these races that for the underdog, it's really hard to take a win in hover compared to the other vehicles, simply because mistakes in hover are not as punishing.
Yes. There are a lot of tracks where you can just kind of just do your thing on the track. And as long as you don't make like any major routing mistakes or like bonk head first into something, then you should be fine.
The simple bonks do not slow you down all that
Yes.
much. You pretty much have to get stuck somewhere to really waste a lot of time or miss certain important zippers.
Yeah, exactly. Like generally in hover, you'll see even Peegs bonked off the wall and it helped her. She got redirected just fine. And was able to continue going. So 29-26, looking pretty good right now. See a strong finish lap here to get very close to like a 122-ish. Or
The lock boost.
Yeah, Dupes isn't doing bad either. It's just there's I just kind of noticed a bit of a difference in hover skill. That just comes with time, with playing the game more. Peegs with a 122.93 and Dupes with a 126.40. So he does double PB, which you'll love to see. I think he does anyways. I might be wrong.
Never really sure about these. Like especially on Peak side, I don't think he's getting any PBs. Or...
Oh, okay. So I was informed, because I'm not in the chat and I do not see the donation stuff, that we got a $25.64 donation from Morks. So thank you so much for your donation, Morks. And for those watching, we have a prize pool for this tournament. 50% of the proceeds will be going to the runners in various, and they'll be divvied up and are divided up in a specific way, and then the other 50% is going to be going towards the DKR64 website, the time trials website that is run for the community. So any amount you want to give. Obviously, we've gotten some quite insane donations in just the first 2 days. So thank you so much for your donation, Mark. It's much appreciated. And we see Peegs entering towards lap 3 of her second attempt, and Dupes is in his third lap currently.
I think it's a slower attempt for both of them.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna guess there's a couple of mistakes that were made, but this track is another kind of difficult track if you don't if you miss like a boost, which can be quite common. Like the two boosts in the castle area are a bit more difficult than that area in like with balloons. Yeah, I keep noticing
your speed here consistently is not easy.
No, it's not at all. Yeah, I keep seeing that Dupes is just not removing his ghosts. Especially on this track, there would be two ghosts, the staff ghost and yours. So, granted, there's only like you only use 2 zippers in the entire track. But you really want to make those as lagless as possible. And for Peegs, she's just gonna look to have a very solid attempt here, sitting on that 122. Would probably obviously love to get something like a 121, get close to the PB, or a low 122. Yeah, big, nice jump for Peegs there. Gonna get to 10 bananas here in this section. Very nice. Yeah.
Dupe getting really unlucky there with the log.
Yeah, the logs can be really tricky if you bump into one of them. Generally, especially in the area where there's like 2 or 3 logs in a row, you can get thrown around by all of them. It can be very tricky. Meanwhile, Peegs is going to finish up her final attempt. Looks very closest to what her first run was. for time. We'll see how it finishes.
Either way, she takes this round.
Yes, regardless, Peegs will take this round. All right.
Dupe goes with Valroscope car.
Oh gosh, this track.
Our first car track.
Yeah, this is our first car track, and it's default car track. It's quite
Default car and really inconsistent.
really inconsistent. Pretty long comparatively to other car tracks. So we'll see how this. We'll see what strategies the players use for this track. There are, I mean, at top level, there's some crazy strats. I don't suspect we'll see those at all.
I don't think anyone will do them.
No, nobody's gonna go skipping just fly through the hills type of movement. But we're gonna get to just see how these players do, and
I think Peegs will do the countdown correctly this time.
yeah, we got it correct last time, so we'll just get it this time. But they're very close in time on this track for PBs, both sitting within a couple milliseconds overall.
I think Dupe feels most comfortable with car.
Yeah, that seems to be a
think
theme
like
with a lot of the newer players that
He
we've
only has a
got.
win over Peegs in a car track. I think he wrote something.
Yeah, it's Jungle Falls car 3 lap. I don't know if he has her beat on like any 1 laps. They didn't really mention it. Both players very nicely grabbing all the balloons there, getting their transitions. This is, oh gosh, this.
Also, don't hit the ice.
Yeah, as long as you don't hit the ice here, you should be pretty good. Both players with very consistent first laps, 31.71 and 31.93. Going pretty synced up into this next lap. Peegs grabbing the final banana that she didn't get in lap 1. Because you only see racers generally having 9 bananas. Oh, a bonk. Yeah. So, Dupes should be able to take this without a big bonk of his own. Oh, and Peegs hitting the ice. That's a very that can happen. That's quite tricky. Oh, okay. Dupes going up the wall a little bit. Shouldn't be punished too hard without making a mistake here. It should take the should have the faster first attempt. Oh, he does hit the ice, but he will be able to finish with a 132, and Peegs will finish with like about a 136 because just a third. Wow, 137. A very brutal.
This track can be brutal.
Yeah, the first bonk that Peegs had was like essentially head first, which means that the car goes to a complete stop, and it's very difficult to actually navigate. It's actually very difficult to navigate sometimes because you'll get stuck in that process.
Keep going. You can do this. Lap 2. Keep going.
Right. So both players off to their next attempt. Dupes with a 32.06 first lap. And Peegs with a 32.50 lap, so slightly faster lap. Just big thing with this track is just making sure that your drift angles and being able to switch your drift in that kind of S-bend section that Peegs is about to enter here. You really want to make sure you get a good, you don't hit the wall or miss drift there, because you'll just cost yourself so much time. It's very unfortunate, but it's definitely part of the difficulty of this track is dealing with the terrain bumps that you get. Looks like Dupes is gonna get a 1:31 second attempt.
Proves his time.
He does. That's a best time on this cartridge, but it's not his PB.
And Peegs is struggling.
Yeah.
Still be
Well,
fast, but
this-
not fast enough.
Yeah, this track is one of those tracks where you're not practicing it and you have to play it. It can go very bad, just because of that.
Go for it. You can do this.
So, attempt number 3 for these players are underway. Peegs needs to beat Dupes' time that he gets on this attempt, or his prior best attempt, 30.96 lap to start.
Go for it.
A little bit of a hiccup there in the tunnel on lap 2, and Peegs hits the ice again.
The exact same way.
And I guess
This
Peegs is just
voids her
forfeiting. I
attempt.
guess.
Yep,
Sure.
that's a rage quit.
Final lap.
I actually don't know exactly how this works, like how much tolerance there is by the game for flying over the ice before it counts as touching the ice.
I mean, there it just looked like Peegs didn't have enough speed to get over it regardless. Needed to take that quite a bit wider, like we saw Dupes do there. Yeah. I have no clue what the... Yeah, okay.
This is closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, so Dupes takes that one. I think it's now, what, 2-2? So, it is now Peegs' pick again.
Does it go back to hover?
We do have
Name.
one more pickable hover.
No, I knew she would be doing something like that at some point.
Alright, so we're gonna go to Star City Plane.
A really hard plane track.
This is one of the most inconsistent. This is, I would argue, the most inconsistent plane track.
Only Frosty Village is worse.
Yeah,
but
only Frosty Village is kind of worse, but you can take you can take both tracks slower and get through them. But if you're trying to get a very good attempt on them, then you can definitely run into a lot of bonks. But we see the difference in PBs here. Peegs with a sub 120 with that 118.
This is good here. If she doesn't miss the tunnel entry, it will be difficult for Duke to beat her.
Yeah, as long as Peegs takes there are some ways to bonk in the city, but it's generally pretty easy to navigate as long as you don't, if you take safer strats anyways. I also don't even know what the high level movement through the city entails at the beginning, but we'll see what Peegs opts to do. right. Countdown is underway, so the players will be starting very shortly. Oh, Dupe's getting that barrel roll out at the start, I see. He does miss the zipper, though, which means that Peegs is going to be able to take a bit of a lead to start here. Going to get the barrel roll into the tunnel. Both players are.
That's not.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, Peegs kind of just going with the one barrel roll strat, making sure you get around that corner.
That nasty low and zipper.
Yeah. 31.98 to start. Safely just making sure you grab that zipper. I haven't really seen any major bonk mistakes so far, so that's great for both players. Dupes opting to do that barrel roll. If you mess that up, you can just bonk face first into one of the walls, and that's massive time loss, but he successfully does it.
Arguably the worst thing that can happen here, besides missing the entrance into the city, is bonking into the tunnel entrance out of the city.
Yeah. But both players navigating well. Peegs is just quite a bit ahead here.
And the other air zipper in the city, you want to hit it at a good angle.
Yeah. Dupe's got a really nice city exit there. He's gonna end up with a 134, and Peegs gets a 130. So still within a few seconds, which you love to see.
Star City.
All right. Narrowly avoids a major crash in the tunnel there. Dupes does, he barely avoids that, but he does not get hit by anything there. All right. Both players are honestly doing pretty well here. Especially this track is surprised nothing super major has happened with bonks, which is always nice.
And
Just
it's not a
thinking
bad
nice.
playing track, to be honest.
No, it's actually really, like, honestly, if you can just get it the flow with it, it's very very nice. It's just got a nice flow to it, honestly.
See the 2 extra barrel rolls that Peegs is using before,
Oh, I think Dupes missed the.
after the first tunnel.
I think we had our first major mistake. Unfortunately, I think Dupes bonked going into the big tunnel there. It's unfortunate. Peegs with a nice 127. So we see our first sub 130 of this set.
Really, this is Peegs here in a comfort zone, playing tracks.
Yeah,
This is good at,
definitely.
and the gameplay is going well.
Star City.
Yeah, that extra one barrel roll can be quite nice to get.
Ooh, don't scare me like that, Peegs.
Yeah, that was just a simple case of her of the side of her plane getting caught in the wall, unfortunately. But yeah, Definitely was gonna make it clean through the exit, through the thing. It was just because of the
Oh, but
turn.
Dupe is trying those barrel rolls. I find them really difficult. 2 barrel rolls before this air zipper.
Yeah, they're quite typical. I usually go for one before the second zipper, but yeah, like,
Oh, that looked nice.
Peegs gonna take kind of safe there. Definitely a good choice.
Barrel
Could've-
rolls into the ground zipper.
Yeah. Oh, did he barrel roll into the ground zipper? That's
Peegs did that.
Peegs did that. Okay, yeah, that's a strat that I know that is really neat to watch, and I just missed it, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
gonna
not another sub 130.
yeah, gonna take the
Really good.
127 as best time, and that looks like it should be enough. Yeah, especially with Duke bonking there. So Peegs will take Star City Plane.
Still the best attempt for Dupe. Despite the bonk. Would have
Yeah.
been possible if he got a really clean run, but probably doesn't have the experience on this track.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Duke's pick here after Peegs wins the track, so he'll pick Space Dust Alley Car.
On.
If there was a car track that I wish
Yeah,
didn't exist,
Peegs gives
Space Dust
him an
Alley Car.
inconsistent plane track, so he gives her arguably the most inconsistent car track. Maybe Windmill Plains could be worse. I don't know.
The Windmill Plains car, that's quite a fun course, at least for me. But yeah, Peegs has a 132 here, which is a very, very good time, considering. So after this, we have to do one of each vehicle, and then we get to go into whatever you want to pick.
Well, we are at 2 of each right now.
Yes. Nice. Runners start up pretty much in sync here. So both players missed the first zipper, but Dupes also misses the second zipper, unfortunately.
There are 3 zippers there at the start. You always take the last one. For the first 2, it's preferable to go for the first one. But
Yes.
then you can cover a large distance.
Yes. So we do see neither play going for the cave zipper, which is something that can be quite difficult, honestly.
I avoid it.
Yeah. It really takes a lot of lining up to get down.
That's a bonk for Peegs, but at least he prevented bonking there outside the door.
Yeah. So the prevention of an even greater bonk kept Peegs in a decent spot for the attempt, and Dupes, however, made a pretty big bonk outside of the cave, and so had
Thing
to
is,
back up.
Being
Essentially,
completely clean here in such a match setting is just not realistic.
yeah. a lot of attempts on this track just end on bonks essentially. But
The terrain
keeping
is really difficult, hard to control your car.
yeah,
Then there's zippers.
yeah. Ooh,
141 for Peegs.
yeah, and Dupes is gonna end up with a mid 150s, a 153. So definitely showing how much teeth that this track can show. It's very difficult to do at a super fast level, especially in these types of, like, you have 3 tries to do it. If you put down a really good time, like, you can definitely, if you can get like one good time, you can definitely just keep going at high speeds for things. But I don't think either player is going to be particularly happy with their last time. Peegs does get the first zipper there and transitions it into the third zipper, which is what you'll see a lot of players wanting to do when we play this track. There is actually 2 ways to kind of do the middle part of this track. You can opt to not go on the bridge and just take the lower path, which is you just pretty much tap through the lower tunnel.
I think that's slower.
Yeah, it is generally slower. But sometimes taking the bridge can be kind of difficult to get a handle on at first.
I find it not that difficult to just drift on the bridge.
I guess.
The really hard part is drifting on that slope towards the open middle section, that tunnel.
Yeah.
Is not doing that. But this time she avoided the bonk here.
Yes.
So this looks like she will beat her first time.
Yes, definitely. Looks like Peegs will beat her first time, and Dupes also should do the same. He's actually now he opted to go for the bottom route on that lap. Might have been a bad angle out of the tunnel that caused that. But he will get a sub. We get double sub 140s.
Quite close.
Yeah, double sub 140s. That's very close in time. Both players.
He might have
both
gotten
players
enough.
have that capability.
I might have beat Peegs here if he had taken the bridge route on that one. I don't know the difference in time.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't
Probably
know
not
either.
a lot.
So Peegs did not get a great angle going towards the zipper, so we'll have to miss that on lap 1.
Oop, with a good start.
Ooh, missing the bridge zipper. That is quite unfortunate.
Well, if Peegs gets a worse run here and it goes well for Dupe, she could be in trouble.
Yeah. Really nice start there, though. A nice end to the lap, transition into lap 2, but missing the zipper again and taking a couple of side bonks. That's a bit deceiving when you're using the teeny weenies code, getting through those little areas like that. Because it looks like
doesn't look like Peegs can beat her second time, but then Dupe's also not doing this perfectly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And all Peegs needs is for Dupes not to beat her time. So, yeah,
And
I think
I think
that's yeah. Yeah, Dupes unfortunately falling to the ground there as he got caught up on the edge of the top of at the edge of the bridge, and
I mean, these
his vehicle
people,
just kind of fell over.
they're using a spreadsheet to type in their times. They see what the other person got. So Dupe knew he had to beat that 138. He had
Yes.
to take the risk.
Yeah, that is a factor in this, is that players are entering their times after each attempt into the spreadsheet. So they do see how things
react
go.
to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, so it currently sits 4-2 in Peegs' favor.
EP hover.
Yes, so now we get the EP hover
Making
pick. And,
Peegs play EP.
yeah, but this is a this
But
is
it's the
the
best
best.
version.
This is the best version of
Yeah.
Everfrost Peak. Hover is. There's a lot of tracks that Hover is just like the best vehicle in. At least in my opinion, I know other players have differing opinions and whatever, but Hover being my favorite vehicle, I love to see tracks like EP Hover. It's so exciting to see people play the track.
Peaks. So 117 here. No, and not even access to the PAL version.
Yeah, no, PAL version is so. I don't have access to the PAL version. I would love to play this track on PAL. It sounds like it would be a blast.
I just get the free European times.
Yeah. All right. Ooh. Peegs missing the first zipper, but catching up pretty well. I think Dupe's got a bit caught up in the second zipper. Ooh, both players going for that first zipper. That's quite the interesting strat. We saw Obio doing that last night in his race. I don't think that's a very common strat to see. Let's see, Peegs gonna get the connection and a huge boost down. Dupe's also getting a nice boost himself. A couple of seconds between the players currently. Ooh, Dupe's caught up a little bit of time here with
You don't really want
Actually,
to miss
no.
zippers here.
no. Peegs
Also,
misses
that
zipper,
air
but
zipper is really fast if you can get it.
yes.
And
Peegs
especially
misses-
on if you're playing on PAL, get it lagless.
Yeah, getting it lagless regardless on any version is really nice. And Peegs is gonna end up with a 122. Dupes is gonna get a 125. So Dupes with a PB on his first attempt. I could definitely see him improving that as well. Within this race.
Horse P. What was it? Peaks just casually beating.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ooh. And missing that second to last zipper can be so costly on time in these races. Oh, and that's probably the worst mistake besides missing the air zipper you can make.
Doesn't happen a lot, but
It doesn't really
some-
happen, you're right.
Unless you're playing card, then it happens all the time.
Oh gosh, dang. I had to bring up car. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I played all those tracks in my map. All the worst, most inconsistent ones.
Oh man, yeah, that happens. Yeah, Peegs with a nice second lap here, getting a 26. Looking poised to beat her time from her first race.
Peegs would probably say that she's terrible at hover, but it's not true.
It's
she just
not
has
true.
that attitude that she could get ridiculous times and she
Like
always
this
say
is
that
like
it's
this is easily 119, which is very good. Like getting a sub
she bonked
120 in a
head-on.
race. Yeah, bonking head on, losing your speed, going to the ground and get the 119. That's quite good. Dang, Dupe's got a pretty lagless air zipper there, despite having a ghost on the track.
Maybe lag is what makes this zipper lagless.
Maybe.
It
I
doesn't
think
like
I
that.
think he just hit the one part of the zipper that the ghost did it, and it created a lagless zipper. Oh. Very similar mistake, but it was only a side bonk this time, so it wasn't too bad. She's looking like a 28 first lap again. Very nice. Oh, nice boost.
Really,
Very nice
people
boost from
underestimate Peegs with hover. Think of her as just a plain runner. No, she's really good at hover.
Well, I don't think anybody underestimates Peegs at this point. She's very good at all the vehicles. Definitely.
When you can't get her highest was 15th overall. You can't get there if you're only.
Exactly.
There aren't enough plane tracks.
There aren't. You have to be good at, I say two. To get to there, it's likely you're good at pretty much two vehicles. So Peegs takes this track and will take a 5-2 lead.
Both really consistent in their times here.
Yes, that is the beauty of this track. If you as you played, it's generally pretty consistent. Even though they're that part of the track might feel inconsistent, it's pretty consistent with things.
So we have to play something with plane or car now.
Yeah, plane or car. It doesn't. Yeah, so we'll just. Duke has his pick of any remaining tracks. All right. So we're getting the fastest track and time trials. We love to see it. Ancient Lake Plain.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's very fast and very, very satisfying.
I find it funny that you can do the shortcut here with plane, but it's slower.
Yeah, it is. Because you're not using zippers the whole time.
Like doing that turnaround to make the lap count is just so slow with plane.
Yeah.
Someone find another mounts, please.
No. I don't even think that would be faster than just doing this how it is. All right. this track will consist of pretty much gaining you would like to get 3 bananas and then barrel roll into the zipper, and then you're kind of chaining it. Ooh, an early barrel roll from Peegs. Interesting. It definitely allows you to set up better for the for that first zipper potentially.
What ended with ground zipper can it be a bit tricky?
Yeah.
Still have the speed and the angle there.
Yeah. Ooh, grab that zipper. That was close.
And you can see if you grab the zipper at a bad angle, it will just slow you down to get you into the position you really don't want.
Yes. Peegs leads with a 38. Gets that sub 40 time.
Very solid.
It's very solid indeed. Especially for having kind of an iffy approach into the first zipper of lap 3 to come out with a decently clean lap for a 38 is very nice.
But this time Peegs is playing with a ghost.
Yeah, they both are. I wonder if like the plane zippers with the ghosts just aren't quite as laggy. That might just be a thing, honestly. Oh, she got the triple boost. That is what you generally want when you're doing this track. But you want to get 3 barrel rolls after this last zipper, into this zipper.
It really looks like he's getting slowed down by that ghost.
Alright, Peegs finishes her second attempt with a 39.
Another
18.
sub 40. And Duke could not improve.
Alright, we see Peegs back out and grab and go back to no ghost for this attempt. Ooh. Yellow boost start, which means no barrel roll to start. But still pretty okay here on
The start boost
mine.
is so nice in this game compared to Wave Race, right?
Yeah, I mean getting that extra boost is quite nice. I love this track so much. This is such a fast lap from Peegs. Yeah, 10:33.
Wow.
Yeah, and looking like another really good lap. So this would generally shut the door, and this because Dupes has a 39 for a PB, and looks like he's just extremely struggling grabbing that zipper.
Yeah, it would have been. You see, taking this track for him would be possible if, like, Peegs consistently missed zippers and he just got
Yes.
the PB.
Definitely.
But in this format, yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Your PB is low enough. You see, in the last time trial tournament, upsets were generally easier. You just
Yes.
played a track once, not 3 attempts.
Yeah, it's definitely a different format from the previous time trials tournament from 2 years ago. This one having a bit more of being more I see more like a track mean. That's really neat. I really like this format. It allows for one major mistake to not necessarily define the entire set, and it could even leak into other courses on the map on the whole. So yeah, this is Jungle Falls car. This is the one track where Dupes has a better 3-lap PB.
Yeah, that's a fitting one to end it, and it's match point for Peegs too.
Yes. Indeed. Right. This is one of the coolest car
Having
tracks
a faster
to watch.
PB is one thing, but being consistent at it in a tournament and
Yeah,
a different beast.
exactly. It's a completely different thing to be consistent at this track. Like if you're practiced on the track, then yeah, it's really good. But we saw immediately, Dupes I guess messed up his starting inputs where he ended up in the
Was this
water.
veins or
No, no, no.
What? I'm very confused.
oh no,
Oh.
his
Oh no,
controller.
Dupes is having controller issues.
I was starting to think we have a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, so Dupes is unable to press left on his controller is what's happening.
This was a solid time by Peegs.
Yeah, 42:28 is a really good time. So I don't know. I think that we should allow. Okay,
No,
yeah,
he
he's
can't
just
do it.
testing. He's just testing the issues. Yeah.
It's just going all over the place.
Yep. I think Dupes is gonna end up having to switch controllers very likely here, if he has an extra controller. Meanwhile, Peegs is
Never
gonna
seen anything like this on N64.
continue her attempts. Yeah, I haven't either. Alright, there we go. So Dupes is able to now start his attempts. So I think he's gonna be able to do all 3 of his attempts here, and we'll just wait for him to finish. Peegs is on her second attempt currently in lap 2. Peegs with a bonk.
This will be slower.
But Dupes having issues on his second lap costs him. He gets a 48.51, and Peace gets a 47.58 for her second attempt, but still has that 42.28 start first attempt.
You can do this. Lap 2. Keep going.
If Cooper can get closer to his potential here, he has a chance.
Yeah. So nice second lap of a 14, but needs a pretty fast lap here to match Peegs' first attempt. And Peegs, meanwhile, is flying 14 and a 13 lap. Oh, grab the dinosaur. Oh, doesn't fall off the bridge. That's so fast. It's gonna be a 41. Yeah, 41.58.
Great
Very
finish.
nice run. Very strong finish. That's gonna put pressure on Dupes here in his last attempt.
Lap 2.
15:08. Ooh, a little bit of hiccup there on that. He's gonna get a 14 lap for Dupes. Ooh, very interesting ricochet off of the palm tree. But Dupes will end with a 44. That looks like it's gonna do it. Sweet.
That
Peegs-
ends this match.
Peegs is gonna take it 7-2. I was definitely hoping this match would go beyond the first 9. But Peegs did a great job nailing down the
Oh.
last like 4 or 5 or 4 tracks.
Up.
Hello.
Yo.
How's
GG's.
it going? GG's, Duke.
Yeah, that was a really good race.
Yeah, a lot of those were super close. And I managed to take a couple, which I'm happy about. I didn't think I would take any. None of my PVs except for Jungle Falls are better than Peegs, so I didn't expect much.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since I played, but I'm glad I got a plain PB on EP Hover. Like, wow.
Yeah.
The greatest PB of all time.
Must
I'm-
be.
It's really funny.
And
Also,
I
yeah,
did it
sorry.
Back to back.
Did what back to back?
I got 24.96 on EP Hover back to back.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. Your hover times are so good. I had no chance on hover tracks.
Yeah, Hover is rough going against the favorite.
Yeah. And a lot of that comes down to time spent playing the vehicle. But yeah, I mean, I thought like you picked the tracks that you had a chance on, like picking the Walrus Cove, picking I was a little bit worried about the Hot Top pick, but you did end up pulling the win there. I know that's just it's kind of a difficult track if you haven't played it for a while.
Yeah.
Not expect you to take a plain track off Peaks.
Yeah, no, I think plane is actually my strongest vehicle. It just happens that Peegs is also super strong on plane.
Maybe going with TT there was the right choice.
Yeah, maybe it's just easier to get a consistent run.
Yeah, I switched to Jumpstick, so...
Yeah, I mean, I expected
I
the
would have
drums.
done the same. I would have used a drumstick. I was too used to that.
Honestly, I was shitting on myself every time I played plane. Like, I was like...
Star City was really strong from you.
Star City was kind of nuts.
Star City, like, you just didn't make You didn't make major mistakes.
Yeah, that was
Like,
yeah.
that was the key to that track.
That's a consistent showing for such an inconsistent track.
Yeah, I know how to play that track, but like, going fast on that track, whole nother story. Like, I did not consider any of that fast. I just considered it enough to be consistent.
Exactly, yeah. And I could tell, like, during the runs that it was, yeah, let's see if I can just not crash, and on pretty much just on that alone, you were able to take the point. So, I mean, having to go fast on a track, like you said, it's very difficult, and it does create a lot of bonk scenarios, which could easily have costed you on any of the 3 attempts.
And Space Dust was close.
Yeah, dude. Oh, if I just done like a tiny bit better on one of the laps.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I guess, Dupe, when you saw the 138 on the other side, you knew you had to take a risk in your last attempt.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I have to push it, or else it's just not gonna happen. I thought I had it honestly when I got the 39 since the track is so hard, but Peegs pulled it out.
Yeah.
Wait, what track?
Space Dust Alley Car.
Oh,
That track sucks for trying to be consistent on it in attempts.
yeah.
So, like, getting 2 sub 140s was quite nice to see. Like,
I usually end up beating a lot of people when it comes to the gimmicky tracks.
yeah.
You had the better route, Peaks. You were going on top of the bridge, and he was.
I
going
know Deuce was
down.
going on the bridge. I just think I saw one lap where I think
It's
Duke
just
either
lap
had a
one.
bad angle or something that forced him to go that route.
It's like partly the bad angle and partly the car percent muscle memory.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm glad the one time I fell through the bridge.
Oh.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm sad I forgot to hit record. Like, why is it always the weird shit that happens to me? I just there's no recording.
Ah.
Mm.
Well, you'll be able to
You're-
see it on the VOD here, so that'll be good.
Your cartridge is cursed, Peegs.
Nah, no, I think that's Giz. I'm pretty sure his is haunted.
Gotcha.
Every single one of his. Like, how the fuck do you get like upside down DC? Like, how?
Yeah.
That's Adventure
Adventure.
3.
Adventure 3. Locked all of it.
Yeah. So obviously, thank you both for racing, and I hope you both had fun with it. Honestly, because winning is like part of everything why we're competing. Like, but having fun is also something that matters. So yeah, I want to thank Sweener for the restream and Andy for commentating with me. I barely got in for the start of the race, but
Yeah, it will be the last commentary for me today.
for sure and we do have one more race coming up in a bit tonight. We have Psychedelic Joey versus I guess I don't know the other. I think it's
Mr. Ponytail.
oh, Mr. Ponytail. See, that's the MPT was throwing me off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna be a
it's
fun
Mr.
one to watch.
Ponytail versus Joey. That'll be tight. There's gonna be a
How
lot
does Ponytail
fast
do
car.
what he does in car?
There's gonna be a
Car
lot of
tracks are
fast
gonna be
car. I
super
will tell
fun.
you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think's gonna get banned? Haunted Woods, or Jungle Falls?
It all depends on who wins the coin flip.
It could also be done by Joey just playing Haunted Woods Hover.
Yeah, could I do if I think that Joey would have the option to probably get rid of Jungle Falls and just hope for because Haunted Woods car is extremely inconsistent as is. Like Jungle Falls might be a bit more consistent than that track.
If
So
get Ponytail, will be going for Pond Hop.
yeah, but if you do that in the race and you mess it up,
You know,
it's just the time's over.
I think like the smarter choice would be like ban Haunted Woods and then go like JF Plane.
Exactly.
Joey-
Yeah.
Joey's good at JF Plane, so
That would definitely be a pick. Joey has a lot of these.
Yeah, but if he bans the first track, then Ponytail can immediately pick Jungle Falls car.
Yeah, but I think that Joey could still hold his own on it. Obviously, we'll see how it plays out. And
he
it
has
looks
to play car and then just go for the inconsistent ones that Ponytail doesn't know yet.
oh
very
sure.
well.
But yeah, I mean that's all part of the strategy of
Who knows? You'll
picking.
see more Space Dust car.
Yeah, so next match is going to be happening in about an hour. Just getting some updates on people on like when people are going to be playing. So we will see you all, I guess, then in an hour. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you again, Morks, for the donation during the match for $25.64.
Legendary.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for the
legendary.
commentary. And GG's to Peegs again. Congrats on the win.
GG's to you. You did pretty well.
Thank you, thank you. Alright, we'll see you guys.
Yep, see you later.